bashing your head against the wall. For sure. Like, no, please.
Well, what do you guys think, though, about the support matchup over here? It looks like it's going to be Galio and Braum, unless Galio's going mid.
Could be
Galio's
Galio
to
mid.
Braum, right?
People often think that Braum win out in this matchup, but from my experience, it's more like 50-50.
Okay, maybe it's just because your Galio is too good. So
No. I mean, okay. Here's the fact: when you're facing up against Braum, you don't aim for ADC. You aim for Braum.
okay,
Yeah. When you're trading out the HP.
that's true.
Yeah.
What is this? I have a feeling this might be a Lulu mid. What do you think, Jess? It could be both, right? Because it does well into Braum as well. But then if you play a Lulu Xin mid jungle, that's so dominant here, I think.
This definitely be Lulu support.
Okay. Free lane into
Because,
Braum, right?
Yeah. Lane into Braum is good. Like the range into melee matchup, and Braum is like getting abused so hard by this kind of champion. Like I love playing range against Braum
Okay, yeah.
as a support main. It feels so great.
And as we wrap this up, I do have to ask about the Irelia. Do you think that this is actually going to help MBR's case as they face off against BRU once again?
My question is it going to be Irelia jungle or Irelia top or
Yeah.
Riven jungle or Riven top, right? That's the main one.
Yeah, we do not know what lane he will be playing.
I don't think either are super great into Renekton in the 1v1 though. It really comes down to like if you can scale, if you can get into mid game and you can get like 2 items and come team fight. Because if you can do so, then you'll be super strong with what MBR has. But I don't know if Renekton is going to let them do that.
Well, we are going to find out if indeed they are going to best this crocodile. This is MBR and BURIRAM United Esports. Casters, over to you guys.
Thank you very much, and yes, lots to discuss here. They have locked themselves in with that Lulu. It could have potentially gone mid. We could have seen it link up there with Shiba for them to have devastating effects on this map. But they've run it back again here, Riku, with a melee-heavy composition that wants to try and mechanically outplay you. They've got a little bit extra burst and range with the RE. Is the Plains buff too much to overcome, or can MBR prove to us why they're the #1 seed?
I mean, looking at the composition of MBR, it seems to me they're defaulting to, dear me, a Flash. Flash has been burned now from Arshini. And yeah, it's looking like a 1-3-1 scenario again where Alvis is going to be split pushing in as well as Onion King here on the Irelia. The biggest question is, I think, is the similarities. Will they be able to survive the laning phase? Because BURIRAM, it's pretty much almost the same thing without the Ahri on, or rather without the Diana. It's still Arshini, though, is able to create and engage for the side of BURIRAM, and Noelle is back at it again on this Renekton that can potentially snowball out of control.
Yeah, serves a similar purpose, as you say. You just trade in a Moonfall for the taunt or for that Hero's Entrance later on. Still very explosive in this top lane, as both are very keen to showcase who can come out ahead. Onion King going to pick up the Honey Fruit, and I'm sure Noelle's going to do the same as they both get themselves topped up and anticipating that gank, as so far, Alves will have the inline track if he wants to play around tempo. But they are parving to opposite sides of the map now, so maybe Shiba has an option to try and go for this kill.
Yeah, big level 3, Xin Zhao can be incredibly strong. Level 2 as well, as long as you get the charge in, because you have a stun already coming from the well. And first blood may happen because of the Ignite being available on the side of this Renekton.
No vision. Not under any real threat of being collapsed upon. Riven is parving up, rather delayed here, but looking for that audacious charge. Queuing up the stun, waiting for the second charge. It's going to connect. 2 people locked in place. Noelle cops another turret shot. Here comes the gank and the rotate. Tobu, phenomenal read on this map. Right place, right time, and just like that, they stopped the aggression. They stopped the kills, and it's Alves with a double.
Beautifully done by MBR, just as you mentioned. Really good read, but solo kill from Arshini, though.
Ooh. Archney looking for it. Ah, the flash dash stun. It's enough there, and Alves has really exploded onto the map here, and they might just look to do a world tour. From top to bot they go. They're singing their hearts out, but they're playing that much better.
There's just so many kills across the board. A solo kill from Arshini again versus Radiance. Meanwhile, 2v2 kill from Kinemon and Supporter, which, you know, on paper, when we see a Kai'Sa lane versus a Varus lane, because you outrange the Kai'Sa so much, you get to basically force the Kai'Sa back to its own tower with so much poke, and you've got big disengage and punish with the stuns coming from Tobu. So I say Kinemon and Supporter are doing so well against this Varus lane.
Yeah, really punishing the fact that Toby did go for that roam, did redeploy into the map, reading the play that the gank was going to happen topside. And the ganks are going to continue to happen around this portion of the map, as this game really feels like we're continuing the pace from what we saw in game 1 and just translating it straight back in and saying you're changing up the draft, the playstyle's the same. It's all about who can get themselves the biggest lead possible in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. You know, is BURIRAM playing top side to mid?
Round 2.
A dive.
Here we go again. Stun this time does not connect. There's the Vanguard's edge onto Frida.
Oh,
Taunt will be buffered. Not going to be enough. Blade surging away. Locked in place with the stun. Buffering up as much damage as possible. There's the hero's entrance, but it gets cancelled out. And the Riven this time too little too late. BRU with 4 members strong guarantee the kill, and they get it back.
Yeah, that is definitely a better scenario. You add Arshini into the pool, into being involved rather onto the dives. It's much safer. You have a tank. You've got the hero's entrance for additional CC and as well as the taunt. And therefore, much easier to hold Onion King into place and is able to burst them down. And I'm sure MBR should see this coming time and time again, because it's basically, you know, the common math where you see a Renekton at topside, you see a mid laner that is able to create cross-map plays, then of course they're going to focus down on towards topside, because Kinemon, Supporter, they're pretty much fine at the bottom lane on their own.
Certainly are. It does really feel like the battle of these supports, both roaming. Ooh, nearly got the denial there on the charge back, as Archnie has to jump back just to dart forwards. 3 members collapsing on the mid lane. They shove out that wave. They know that bot side is also in a healthy state for them to collapse upon. But now looking for that very first objective of the game. And everybody's grouping up. Forget about the Herald this time around. An Ocean Drake, too good to pass up.
Yeah, they want that Omni Vamp is able to get more sustained around these fights. Look at this though, BURIRAM now starting this. Remember, Alvis is in the lead.
Certainly is, and he might not be for much longer as he jumps in there. Looking to try and get that kill. Locked in place inside this vision, straight into mid lane they go. Alvis, the first one to fall on down. A bit of shutdown gold going the way of Kinemon. He popped up with the Quadra to end game 1, and he's starting off here with a ton of resources to talk about. The rest of his team won the Dragon. The piercing arrow, empowered as it may be, was not enough for the steal. And Noel now flashing forward with the empowered stun. Finds Tobu, finds Onion King, finds them all. He's on a killing spree now as Kinemon. I thought Marksman were meant to be weak in the early game, but he's just getting them all. He's going to fall on down eventually. The Rampage was too much to bite. Alvis has done enough to respawn, come back and take him down and claim his shutdown gold back.
That is crazy. Kinemon shining in that fight. We got to see Shiba just focusing down the tower, or rather the dragon. Does Alvis want another kill? Or...
Definitely hunting for it. The Crescent Guard is good for range damage, but these are melee bruisers keen to get inside the inner circle and party with you. Soaked Flash has to be committed. Disengage away. Now teams can settle, reassert control on the map, and play for the Herald instead.
Now this could potentially be another objective coming from BURIRAM here, because they're definitely poised to take this one out. They don't have any vision though, although they are pretty much aware. We'll see if the collapse is going to happen here.
Yeah, the piercing arrow not enough so far. The polymer goes out to Toby. Oh, they've stolen that! How on earth do they keep getting away with this? Dragon into Herald into everything and more. And just like last time, 6 minutes into this game, it's not as big a gold lead, but the proof is in the pudding. And the impact is there to be felt.
Yeah, that is 2 out of 2 objectives again. And the fact that Noel is able to win a duel 1v1 up against Onion King. Therefore, BURIRAM can rest easy. Top lane, he's going to be fine without even investing too much resources. I mean, there was that one gank coming from Shiba and Arshini. And now Rift Herald, they can open up the map. They can get First Blood Tower, even without using the Rift Herald, because Noel is already working towards the bottom portion of the map.
Really is, lane swapping around, and this is how this fight really breaks out. It looks so good, but Archie just in with the taunt, the proto belt, and just denies everything and more.
The taunt kicked in, the smite was a tad too early. Arshini would just the punch. I want to see this 1v1 happen. No, okay. Noel, basically Onion King without the stun, without the mitigation, Noel is basically free reign to deal this 1v1 because of the cooldowns just off on the side of Onion King.
And it's no minions for him to blade search away for not only the health, but also for the denial of some of those skill shots coming around and buying time more so than anything. had Flash available and really had no options left in this game. And big shoulders here for Alves. A hard game for him to play as the Olaf. A bit more mobility this time around, but he's looking at bleeding lanes and lanes that just cannot be contained. Noel is looking for that 1v1.
No.
Oh my god, Shibus has come on through. He's just hit him with the audacious charge and deleted him from the map. Alves answers back, swings down the sword and answers back for the 1-for-1 trade. There's the heroic entrance, there is the global play, but it doesn't matter because Kinnymon is huge. Marksman in the game at 8 minutes talking about killing sprees, gold leads, and just pure destruction.
It is a pure destruction because we saw how Alves is able to get, what, a 5k lead, 5-kill lead, rather, on his side. It's just so unfortunate, but that BURIRAM, time and time again, would just focus on him. Therefore, the lead is basically null and void, as he's not able to play make as this Riven in the skirmishes, in the fight. And BURIRAM is always going to have that numbers advantage because of Arshani having to fly in across the map.
I mean, it's a phenomenal champion to talk about scaling into the equation and what it can contribute, but the polymorph into the stuns, into the taunts, it's too much for a melee champion to try and overcome at this early stage in the game. And I don't think they'll be given that chance to try and scale into this one, to buy time to potentially find threats elsewhere. The side lanes, they just go from bad to worse, because as soon as you poke your head in just to try and take one mere minion, BRU are hot on you like hyenas.
Yeah. It is this death roaming squad coming from BURIRAM here, and they basically strong-arming you back to your own base to get more objectives, to get more space, to land all of these deep vision so that they can constantly invade and find picks here and there. It's a very worrisome trend for MBR so far, as they haven't been able to basically get their comp down. Look at the flank, though. Oh, no.
He's just gone again. He has nowhere to play around. Now can MBR answer back? They've just found their first target of the game, but can they find some kills to follow? They've taken out one. Shiba's dead. Now looking for that second. Kinnymon is popped up and healthy. Kinnymon might just look to try and take them all. He's already burnt the killer instinct. So have to settle for that. Mid-tier 1 is still there. Noel on the hunt, making sure that nobody's going for those greedy recalls back to base.
Yeah, Noel is like a... what do you call it? The herd master. I don't think that's the right term, though. Just leading MBR back. Yes, it's like herding a sheep. Exactly. That's exactly what Noel did. Just safely escorting MBR back to their own base, just leading them there.
It's just crazy how this game is snowballed out of control again. I mean, you've had a chance to reset, a chance to assess what went wrong, but you're just looking at this, and it is Radiance again, a champion that wants to try and be an absolute powerhouse in the early to mid-game stage, but can't contribute anything.
Yeah, we were hoping to see Alves with these killer flanks, but at the end, it was still... BURIRAM is able to get that numbers advantage immediately because of this is a 4v5, and, you know, unfortunately, Radiance, as I was saying again, Radiance has now fallen once more.
1v2, onto Kinnymon. He doesn't have the flash, no heal, and nothing left to talk about. He's going to fall on down, but he'll pay that price, because in a 1v4 split, as confusing as that deployment may be, the rest of his team are on the Baron. Now, Elio is here. He's hit the Train of Corruption. He's hit the Piercing Arrow.
Oh.
And now they're flirting with danger, leaving it very close to smite range. Can they get the steal? It's not going to be enough. 4 members strong. They've taken out 2. They've claimed that Baron. And with that power, they might just claim a few more. Alves dead. It's a rampage now for Archney. And they can split push and look to run it back once more.
Well, with a 1v3, though. No, make it a 2v3.
Okay, Noel is cheeky here. Yep, slice and dice, second charge guarantees. A flash forward from Archney to make him unstoppable. And MBR, they're lost. They have no options left. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, it is them cornered right now into their own base. BURIRAM, just every single time they attack, they always get a kill. Always. And now it's just so nice to see Arshani on a different light because of how aggressive and how he has been opening opportunities for the team.
12 minutes in, top of mid-waves are synced. First inhibitor falls on down. Second one top side, soon to crumble. But a team fight, of course, will break out first. Shiva jumps in, so does the Eddie carry. Vars can't do much about that. Had a flash, but got hit so hard he couldn't even use it. The Vanguard's edge comes out, but it's just an afterthought because members are low. But he's got no chance to blade surge towards them. That he is going to find that next kill. And just like that, BURIRAM with the play-ins buff, get a 2-0.